Hey, everybody, and welcome to our final week of hip hop fashion. We're almost there. You're almost there. You can do it. I believe in you. So, instead of giving you new work to think about this week and kind of doing some more capstone type activities, I really want you to have enough time to work on your final. A lot of you did not do very well on your midterms, and you need to do well on this final if you want to preserve your grade in this class. So, what I'm asking you to do is to do two things this week. One, you're going to be working on your digital exhibition project, which is going to be due on Sunday. And you're going to, what I really want you to make sure that you do is to ask me any questions that you have. I will not be available on Saturday. I will not be available on Sunday to answer questions. I do not work on weekends. So if you have questions, you need to ask them by 5 p.m. Friday. Anything that is not asked by 5 p.m. Friday does not guarantee your response. Then the second thing is you have your final contract evaluations. If you're confused about what's a contract evaluation, this probably means that you didn't show up for your midterm contract evaluation either. You can go back to the midterm week when we did our midterm evaluations, which I believe is week 10. Yep, you can see mid-semester evaluation instructions, and you see all of this information here. And then down here, you'll find the same type of information. So you'll see that there is a sign-up sheet and the evaluation itself. So first, you need to go to the sign-up sheet. You need to find a time that works for your schedule on Monday, December 4th, which is a week from today when we're going to be conducting our final evaluations. And you're going to pick any of these time slots. Each of them are 10 minutes long, and I'm sorry it's taking a minute to load. In fact, I'm just going to pop it up in this window here. So you can see anywhere between 2:20 and 4:30 on the afternoon of December 5th or December 4th, Monday, December 4th. You'll hit sign up. Then you can either come in person or there's a Zoom link here that you can find that's available for you. Once you sign up for your slot, all you need to do is to go back and do your final evaluation. So if you go back to the module and you go to the assignment portal where you're supposed to turn in your final evaluation, you can find it right here under final evaluation. You can see here, it reiterates your midterm evaluations are going to be on 12/4. You're going to attach this PDF form and you're going to submit it to this assignment link. And you have the option again of meeting with me in person, but if not, there's a Zoom link here as well as the exact same Zoom link right here. You can do either or, okay? Then with the evaluation form, it's really simple and really easy. It's a fillable form and it's asking you to go back through your contract and to evaluate how well you've done in each of the categories. So you'll have to actually go back to your contract. I'll show you where to find that in just a moment. And you're going to be writing in each of the categories exactly how you feel that you've done. So which categories do you feel like you excelled in? Now notice up here, you're going to identify the number and letter of the relevant lines. So that means if you think you did really well at turning your assignments in on time and that was 1A, you'll say 1A. Then here, let's say that you struggled with doing all of the instructions, that's 1F, and you'll put that in here, for example. Then you have 3 major categories: weekly expectations, major assignments, classroom behavior and engagement. And then finally, you have your overall performance. How do you think you did as a class? Or as a student in this class? Where did you excel? And as a student, how do you need to grow? Like, what did you notice about, do you struggle getting stuff in on time? Do you struggle with time management? Where are the points of struggling? And then finally, giving the scale, looking at these categories, right? And you're going to have to look at the contract. Do you feel like you exceeded expectations in most, if not all, categories of the contract? Do you feel like you met all of the requirements, meaning you met all of the lines and maybe exceeded expectations in one of those categories? Do you feel like, you met everything, but maybe didn't do your best in everything? Do you feel like you're deficient in a category? Or do you feel like you're not meeting the minimum requirements in more than one section? And then you're going to type your letter there. When we meet, I'm just going to ask you how you feel like you did in these. And I want to hear about, your perspective, and I'll give you my perspective as well. We'll come to an agreement on your grade, and this will be the final grade for your class. One thing that I am looking for here is also growth. Did you grow between the midterm and the final exam? Did you grow in the way you participated in the class and your ability to engage and think critically and ask questions? So I'm not just looking at necessarily your quote unquote objective performance, but also your growth. And that counts really highly towards the way that you will be evaluated in your final evaluation. Now, as a reminder, if you need to find your contract, which you will, to be able to fill this out, you cannot fill this out without your contract. Where can you find it? Course documents, Oh, grading contract. It's right there. So you open that up, you go down here, you'll fill this out, and that'll be what you need to do before you come in for your final evaluation, whether it's on Zoom or on whether it's on Zoom or in person. Now, an important note about this: if you do not show up or sign up for a final evaluation slot and you do not communicate with me, then that means whatever I decide your grade is your grade. Now, I mean, I hope at this point you can understand that I would be, very reasonable, and that I'm using this contract. I have a metric and accountability and all of that. But that means that essentially you're abdicating your right to take part in the process if you don't communicate with me and you just don't show up or don't sign up for something. In that case, then all I have to go off of are my records, and that's what, will be your final grade. This is an opportunity for you to talk to me, to tell me what's going on, tell me what's happening, and also, if there's something that you're missing, to explain why it's missing, to help me to understand. If you can do that, I think that you're going to find this process very satisfying. I think you'll find it very encouraging, and I think that you will have a great time kind of understanding a little bit better of how to evaluate yourself, especially for my seniors who are going into a place where you're going to have to evaluate yourself, and you're going to have to engage in contracts like this all the time in the real world. So please, again, for the final exam, if you need to reschedule, if you cannot make December 4th in the afternoon, you have until this Friday, which is December 1st, to email me and set up a different meeting. So again, you have until December 1st to email me and set up a different meeting. If I get to Monday, I don't hear from you, you're not signed up for a slot, again, you've abdicated your right to take part. But aside from that, I want emails in my inbox after this. I want people to say, hey, how do we do this part of the final exam? Hey, I'm struggling with this. Hey, I can't quite figure this out. I want you to come. I want you to ask me questions. If you see me on campus or you want to set up an office hours appointment, I'll be on campus some this week. You let me know, and I'll make sure that I have time to answer your questions. But again, after 5 p.m. on Friday, I do not exist. Okay? So please let me know if you have questions. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of growth on your final exams and to talking to you about your perceptions of the class as you exit. All right, everybody, have a great week.